Yeah, that's right. I'm just eating kale from a to-go container. I came here to make gains, okay? Not messing around.
I take my time with it. I take forever. Shit, sick of working that clever. Let's skip ahead to the next, pushing my own limits. I make it better. Ain't no one touching my future. Ain't no one fuck with my old shit yet. Ain't shit inspiring.
What's up, fam? How's it going? I'm doing pretty well. It's Thanksgiving week, which is kind of interesting in America. One, it's great to get together with your friends and eat and all that stuff, but on the other hand, you have this weird thing where there's this whole cultural heritage of systematic genocide on an entire group of people that occurred in America, and it happens to be that this holiday is taking place at the same time that a massive protest is going on to help maintain some sacred land of the indigenous people of North America, and most of us are just eating and shopping, and so it's kind of like this weird time. Anyways, that's super dark. So this week has been pretty cool. I know I said I wasn't gonna race, but there was this cool opportunity. Well, I had fully intended on taking this week off of racing. There is a sort of grassroots guerrilla style cross race going on in the hills above my house, so it would be ridiculous for me not to just go up there and ride bikes with these guys. Some really nice guys that I race with are actually putting the event on. I've also got my buddy Chris staying on the couch.
It's a beautiful couch.
For Thanksgiving stuffs, which is fun. We made breakfast this morning. Yeah, also thought this would be a great time to start making all of the adjustments to my bike that I didn't make all cyclocross season, like straightening out my handlebars and my saddle. Kind of embarrassing that I let it go that way. It's raining outside, which should make for some really cool racing.
Afflicted nerds trying to mix martial art me. Shit, can't go 2 blocks. All you do is win, huh? Boner jam, spam, let them spar with the end. I'ma lash at them. Animus, cannibal, pugilistic to spit. Future unwritten, let my pen wrangle it. Manhandle nonsense. Can't fake away your fangs, sucker leaves, but you don't stang. Pest fade, cause you can't hang. I came to play, I came to rock. I came to stay, they came so soft. Can't look away, my rockers off. Out the box, in your iTunes, out your mouth. In with the next shit, out like a getaway car. Yeah. They front so hard, the fuckers, they can't even look in my eyes. Nah. They on some nonsense, we on some non-stop. Yeah. They front so hard, the fuckers, they can't even look in my eyes. No. They on some nonsense, we on some non-stop.
It is kind of what you would imagine a Thanksgiving flag football kind of thing would be, but for cyclists. So imagine a lot more tattoos and a lot skinnier. It was very nice, and the generosity of the gentleman that put it on was incredible. The fact that he put all this effort, he and his wife, to set up a course and to kind of organize a Google spreadsheet and get everybody to go there was super cool. So thanks a lot for doing that. I enjoyed riding my bike with you. You're good people. And then also I had some really cool people in town because it's Thanksgiving and everybody comes back home to see their family. So I had some house guests, which was cool. My buddy Chris, who is a saint, a total saint, is going to be looking after my bike that I crashed on in August. All right, it's Sunday morning, and Chris, wave Chris. Say hi to people. Let's get you in focus. There we go, Chris. He has dedicated himself to helping restore the Tommaso. So
it's a classic.
This is the rig that I wrecked on in August, and Chris has, out of the goodness of his heart, decided to try and restore this beast. Hats off to you, Chris. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll
see what happens. Thank you for your contributions here. He's already texted me like 4 times today about the status of the frame, which is pretty cool. Looks like she's gonna be okay. So anyways, you are a legend, you are a saint. Thank you, Chris. But anyways, so in the spirit of being thankful for things. Obviously, like, I'm thankful for my family. My mom, my stepdad are awesome. They've really come through for me this year. But I wanted to tell one story about a time where I was just incredibly grateful. So as some of you may know, I used to play music. I was in a moderately successful independent hardcore punk rock band that toured America. Your best bowling alleys and Legion halls and abandoned basements and squats. We were there, headlining. So early on in my career with this band, I ran into some vocal issues, and we had a very brief brush with success. So for a short period of time, A&R from major labels were really interested in my band. And they were putting together all these showcases for us. And the way a showcase works is basically these super fancy, cool dudes in suits rent out full venues. The Whiskey, the Roxy, the Troubadour, for you to play at 2 in the afternoon to like 3 people so that they can sit there and silently judge you while you and your band just play your guts out. And so like the biggest thing that you have as like an independent touring hardcore band, I'm sure your songwriting skills are super important, but really you're used to getting up on stage and winning over a room full of strangers who are all teenagers. Think about that. Think about how hard it is to impress a room full of teenagers. So you have to do things that are just totally absurd in order to get them to like you. I smashed my head into the headstock of my guitar player's guitar once. I fell off the stage so many times, sprained my ankle, got up, kept playing the show. I literally had passed out on stage, got up and kept playing in order to appease the attention span of 16-year-old boys in the Midwest. All of those antics are totally useless in the space of an empty, super nice venue, right? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much of a spaz you are. Like, the A&R guy isn't gonna think you're cool, but the only reason you got there is because a whole bunch of teenagers really thought you were cool. Anyways, we have this showcase coming up with a very big label. We'll call them Forner Brothers. My voice is ruined, totally shot, and I don't know what to do because it's all on me, right? I was a singer at the time, by the way, in case you didn't get that. If I was a guitar player, I guess it wouldn't really matter if my voice was shot. Anyways, I go to our manager at the time, and our manager is like, he manages huge bands who have like tons of money, and I'm like a kid who has no money. I wait tables full time when we're not touring in order to just barely pay for like my storage space or maybe an apartment that I happen to keep like a roach infested cot in where I'm sleeping. So I have my savings of all of my waiting tables time in a shoebox underneath my bed, and I'm like, okay, here's this, like, make my voice better. And he says, you've got to go to this doctor, Dr. Joe Sugarman. Look him up. He is a real person. He is the vocal doctor for Mandy Moore, I think Michael Bolton, a ton of boy bands. So I make an appointment with Joe Sugarman. Just to get an appointment with him, this is like early 2000s, it is like $300. $300. And I'm like, well, that's like pretty much almost all of my savings. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I go there and his walls are plastered, lined with these giant platinum records of people who I've been listening to on the radio for like 20 years, like huge stars, like Mick Jagger, right? And I go in there and he quickly comes in, looks at my throat, he goes, okay son, you're gonna need a cortisone shot. You got a showcase in a couple of days? Yeah. We're gonna need to give you a cortisone shot, and then you're gonna have to see this vocal coach for about 6 months and you'll be fine. You've got a small vocal node on your left vocal cord, but everything's gonna be okay. And I'm like, okay, great. So my first question is, how much does the shot cost? He's like, oh, it's $250 shot. Great, like that is months of waiting tables saved up so that I can hit this showcase. He gives me the shot, which is super weird because it's like in your throat, which is terrifying. When I go to leave, I go to the receptionist and I ask her, you know, how much do I pay you? And he comes out and he says, don't worry about the cost. Don't worry about it. When you put a couple of gold albums on my wall, then I'll start charging you. And that was the coolest thing anybody did for me in those days. Like, this guy, totally square, did not get punk rock at all. All he got was that I was a young kid hustling, trying to make this thing work. And that money meant so much more to me than it meant to him. And he just let it slide. He just let this one go. We played the showcase, totally bombed, did not get signed to Warner Brothers. Just wanted to give that quick shout out that those moments of incredible generosity always come in the least expected scenarios. So thank you, Joe Sugarman. Anyways, next week there will be more bike racing. I'll be at Coyote Point. Also incredibly thankful for all of you for watching this vlog. This has been an awesome experience. Until next time, keep the rubber side down, take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week.
They on some nonsense, we on some non-stop.
Oh, well, that's the warm-up.